This is the Raw Life Health Show. Raw Life, brighten up your life.
I just wanted to just really talk about the idea of disease and the sicknesses that people are suffering from today. It's just really overtaking people tremendously. And when you see what people are going through, how they're eating and so on, and the connection between their diet and their health, and many of them don't realize it until it's too late. And that's a big problem because it's disease is not a serious thing if you catch it in its early stages. And I would say there's one disease with many different stages. And the early stages are very simple to overcome, but when we let it just continue to overtake our bodies, that's what it does. It overtakes our bodies. So we have no more energy to deal with the actual issue of dis-ease. Another thing is on a mental level, when we hear the word dis-ease, we automatically set ourselves up for, well, I have this big major thing. But really, what is dis-ease? It's another word for discomfort. That's what it is. It's another word for discomfort. And if a doctor said, oh, Mr. So-and-so, I looked at your test and you have a dis-ease, all of a sudden that negative concept of disease in your mind is going to make your health worse, not better. And if he goes to name a disease, like a popular disease, like cancer or AIDS or something, all of a sudden you're dying and he's killing you because you're hearing you have this, and every connection is this is a death sentence. Basically, you're hearing a doctor say, this is your death sentence. Your body's not saying that. The success rate of healing an illness, if you do the right things, is not saying that. But the concept you have of the death connected to this particular disease or that disease, it's all about words and emotions that really make it either better or worse. Now let's take that same scenario. If a doctor comes in the office and says, well, I looked at your chart and you have a discomfort. What do you say back to the doctor? No kidding, doctor. That's why I'm here. I would like to stop having this discomfort. All of a sudden, the same word, dis-ease or discomfort, same thing, same meaning, all of a sudden is a whole different concept in your mind. And now you're ready to prepare it because nobody likes to be uncomfortable. So you're going to do what it takes to get rid of the thing that's causing the pain or the discomfort. But disease is a whole nother story because the connection we have to that word. And a good friend of mine told me years ago, there's no incurable disease, only incurable people. It's our doubt and our lack of knowledge that makes us not get better and not stay healthy. But if we get the knowledge and we have the faith that the information works, we don't need to run to a doctor as a first resort. Yes, maybe an emergency accident, that's different. But I mean, if I put something in my body to create an illness, the answer isn't running to a doctor to take some drug to deal with the pain. The answer is to eliminate what's causing the problem. And so, yes, we have to identify the problem and so on. Doctors have wonderful tests to identify the issue. But then what are you going to do? And who are you going to put your faith and trust in? And I would say doctors are wonderful mind. They deal great with the emotions, and that's what they do. And they have a tremendous ball in their court when they could say, well, we might be able to save your life. Everyone wants to hear that, that there's a chance. That's giving you a hope. But to me, we might be able to save your life is not as good as, look, you could beat this. This isn't as bad as, people make it sound. This is how the body works. This is why you got it. And this is what you have to do to get better. Sounds so much better. And I explain this to people, but so many people, they just don't get the concept. They don't realize that. I had a friend once that had cancer in his toe. It's not a joke. He had toe cancer. I'm serious. And I said to him, well, we can get you better, wherever it is in the body, we can get you better. There is a cure for cancer out there, and we can get you better. And there's things you could do until that cure is released by the government and made legal. And instead of letting people die because they're not releasing this cure for cancer, instead of killing all the people that have this cure, maybe they should change it around. But until we get that, there's a way to control it and keep it under control, and that is by following the protocol that I talk about in my lectures and my videos and so on. And so, but it's a whole different connotation when you start saying we could take care of it. And the fellow said to me, yeah, Paul, I know you know a lot, but this is serious. I know you know a lot, but this is serious. We're talking about cancer now. We're not just talking about the common cold. I know you know a lot. I know how you could call a detox and make people not take medicine. Okay, good for you. But this is serious now. This is cancer. So I'm not going to listen to you now, even though you know a lot. I'm going to go to a doctor because he has a white coat and a degree on the wall. And then finally they come back to me many years later. Always, same case. So you know what the doctor said to do is not working. What do I do now? I said, well, you got a lot more work to do now than if you would have listened to me back then. So, it really comes down to prioritizing. Like something like surgery is usually a last resort because you can't turn back from that. Look, folks, you could change your diet and your lifestyle to see if it works. And it can get better. And people say, well, my doctor told me I had only a certain amount of time to live. You know what that is like? That's like your doctor saying, that's like when your car is on empty and the light comes on. If you don't know better, you get real nervous. You got to get to the immediate gas station immediately because you think within 1 or 2 miles, your gas station, your car is going to run out of gas. But no, you have a buffer there, a time thing there. So when your doctor says you have like 1 week to live, think about that buffer. That's like 1 year. Yes, if you keep doing what you're doing, going to a doctor. No, it's you got to think of that buffer. So even though the gas tank says empty, you still got gas in there. So a doctor gives you a death sentence of 6 weeks, no, 6 months. That's that buffer there. So it gives you time to do something about that, and do what you got to do, and stop listening to your doctor. Maybe outlive your doctor. But if that's where your faith and trust is in a doctor, I know people that have gotten better from the medical way, and today they're surviving. On the other hand, I know people that are doing it the way they should be doing it, and they're thriving. It's a big difference of what you call survival from a disease or something else. I will say I have a good friend who's suffering from cancer right now, and he's going through the hard decision of what he should do to overcome it. And by all means, don't get me wrong. I know it is seeming crazy that anyone would suggest there's a cure for cancer when there's millions of doctors all over the world, millions of hospitals, all this money and all this research that's saying different. And it's very easy to doubt me. Look, I don't have degrees on my wall behind me. I'm not wearing a white coat. And it's very understandable. I understand that. I understand that, when a doctor says, well, you could take chemotherapy and what's the chances of I'm going to live? Well, 50-50. Or sometimes they say, well, not worse than that, and people still do it. Cut off every body part you have so the cancer I got nowhere to spread. It's like what they told me. Oh, you can't get colon cancer if you don't have a colon. Let's take out your colon. He's right. If I don't have a colon, I can't get colon cancer. If I don't have an arm or a toe, I can't get toe cancer. Well, why don't we see what's creating the issue and try to deal with that first before we cut off toes and arms and so on, and take out colons and stuff. And so if you're one of the people out there that in the past or even now think it's the doctor's way is when it's serious like this, cancer is the only way to go or the only thing to do. Well, when you're sick is not the time to be, making wise decisions. So make the decisions when you're healthy. And if you are suffering from some of those things, I ask you to just please see there's a series online called The Truth About Cancer that really talks about and shows and exposes everything that's going on in the cancer industry. Well, I won't even say everything because there's even more stuff going on. And it's just really crazy how big business is involved in everything that's going on with this. And it's a business. And it's sad. But there are other diseases out there. Diabetes is one of the most popular diseases out now. And type 2 diabetes is 100% diet related. 100% diet related. And so you guys have a choice. And that's what I'm here. For those of you that want to make the right choice and do the right thing, I'm here to help you hopefully eat healthier, live healthier, stay healthier. And that's what I want to do. So that's why I created my websites and everything.
Nature's wealth, good for your health. This is the Raw Life Health Show. Raw Life, brighten up your life.